guys. So in the last lecture we were discussing types of geothermal resources. So we have seen in detail first hydrothermal resources. So that is convective geothermal resources, in that we have seen dry stream field and wet stream field. So that is vapor dominated field and liquid dominated field. Then next resource we have seen is geo pressure thermal resources. Then we have seen HDR, that is hot dry rock, that is also known as petrothermal geothermal resource. Then we have seen radiogenic thermal radiogenic geothermal resource, and today we are going to see a molten rock or a magma geothermal resource. So this is the last geothermal resource. So this will end the topic of types of geothermal resources. So today we will see molten rock or magma resource. Magma resources. Molten rock or magma resources. So at some cases, especially the volcanic activity, molten or partially molten rock, that is magma, at very high temperature, about 650 degrees Celsius, that is magma, occurs at a moderate depth of less than 5 kilometer. So at some cases, not all cases, but at some cases it may occur at less than 5 kilometers. So very high temperature and the large volume of magma, a huge potential source and the largest of all geothermal resources. So molten rock or magma have been drilled in various places to extract the heat energy directly from the molten rock. So at some places it has been also successful. So a heat exchanger constructed on the surface of the lava flow recovered steam resulting in so a lava flow recovering steam resulting in boiling water of downward prelocation. So so the heat used the this steam can be used for space heating for over 10 years, but it is now shut down. So this was built direct at one place in Hawaii, so it is now shut down due to the cooling of the surrounding rock. So the successful magma drilling technology has not been established yet due to the following reasons. So what are the reasons that successful magma resource has not been built yet? So there is no need of special drilling technology to deal with interaction of the drill bit with molten rock. So there is a need. So there is a need for special drilling technology to deal with interaction of the drill bit with the molten rock. So how they will interact, because it will get melt. Then heat extraction from the molten rock will be very difficult. So the extraction is very difficult and may not be feasible for some time. Then third, difficult to construct a heat exchanger. So heat exchanger construction is difficult. So that will withstand the high temperatures of the magma. So how you can construct a heat exchanger on the magma? So it will get melt. So difficult to maintain the flow of viscous magma. So the magma flow. Uh, so difficult to maintain its flow. So the heat exchanger to provide a steady supply of heat and prevent the deposition of the solid. So that is also difficult. Then last, that is large capital cost. So capital cost is very large of discovery, development, installment of geothermal heating system. So this was the last, that is molten rock or magma resource from which you can directly get the heat. But it is difficult due to these reasons to construct a heat exchanger over it. So these are the main resources. Now we will see few advantages and disadvantages of geothermal energy over the other energy forms. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of geothermal energy of over the other energy forms? So advantages, we'll start with advantages. So number one, so in addition to providing clean renewable energy, geothermal energy has significant environmental advantages. So geothermal emissions contain no chemical pollutants or waste because they mostly contain of water which is re-injected underground. So we are only extracting the heat. We are not also extracting the water. So that is the main advantage. The second is it is a reliable source of power. So it is a reliable source of power that can reduce the need for imported fuels for power generation. It is also renewable because it is based on practical limitless resource natural heat within the earth. So as you know that solar energy and wind energy, so they are not reliable. That is ocean energy, they can vary. So this is a reliable source. Then third is it is cheaper compared to, so it is cheaper compared to the energies obtained from other sources, both alternative and fossil fuels. So it is cheaper than the other sources, that is uh, solar energy and the fossil fuels, that is coal and petroleum. So that is also a great advantage. Then fourth, it delivers greater amount of net energy from its system than, so from other non-conventional conventional energy systems. So the amount of energy produced is more from this system. So net energy is more. Then fifth, so geothermal energy does not depend on weather conditions. So as you know that solar energy, wind energy, they all depend on weather conditions, and they are not available 24 hours, but this is available 24 hours per day. So that is also a benefit. Then 6, it is an inherent storage feature. So it is inherent feature, storage feature, so no extra storage facility is required. So it is that this heat energy is stored deep down in the earth. So whenever it is required, we will extract it. So there is no need that, like in solar energy, so you store the heat energy in the morning, and then or the electricity, and then you use at the night, so when it is not available. So that is not the case here. So you can extract whenever it is needed and how much is needed. Seventh, electricity produced from the geothermal energy power operations can be sold to the local power grid. So this can be sold to the local power grid. Then eighth is the greatest attraction of the geothermal energy is its uh, amenability for multiple uses from a single source. So that is, you can use for various sources for space heating. uh, Also you can use it for electricity generation, etc. So it has multiple uses from a single source. Multiple users also can use it from a single source. So that is an advantage. So now we will discuss a disadvantage. So what are the disadvantages of this geothermal energy? So the first disadvantage is the geothermal energy available at sites only. So it is available at various sites, specific sites only. So it is available at everywhere, but at specific sites. So it is available at very near to the earth surface. So the drilling is less. So it is available at specific sites only. Then construction, extraction of heated groundwater may lead to subsidence, setting or slumping of the of the land. So uh, when you construct continuous extraction of heat, the groundwater may lead to the subsidence. That is, the groundwater may go down because you are taking out the heat from it. So there may be a chances of air. So there may be a chances of air and land pollution due to the geothermal fluid, which brings with its dissolved gases or solute. So it may happen that uh, the liquid which we are taking out, so it may come out with few harmful gases. So as we know that we dumped out that liquid again, but it can leave some gases into the atmosphere. So which brings with the dissolved gases and solids. Also corrosion abrasive fluid reduces the life of the plant. Then fourth, so the available thermal energy cannot be distributed beyond 30 kilometers. So the thermal energy cannot be distributed beyond 30 kilometer distances. So that is also a disadvantage. Then sixth, earth drilling operation is very noisy. So when you are drilling, so it is very noisy uh, problem to construct a geothermal power plant. So these are the few advantages and disadvantages of the geothermal energy over other energy sources. So now, we will discuss the last topic of the chapters, that is the geothermal energy scenario. It is geothermal energy scenario of the world and India. So so we will start with geothermal energy scenario of the world. So geothermal power plants operated in at least 24 countries in 2010. So and geothermal energy was used directly for heat in at least 78 countries. So for electricity generation 24 and for heat 78 countries. So these countries currently have geothermal power plants with a total capacity of 10.7 gigawatt, but 88 percentage but 88 percentage of its generated is just in 7 countries. So the 7 main countries, that is US, Indonesia, Philippines, Mexico, Italy, and New Zealand. So these are the main countries, and Iceland. So these are the main countries which have 88% of the geothermal energy. So the most significant capacity increase since 2004 were seen in Iceland, and Turkey. So in these two countries, the main increase was there. Both the countries doubled their capacity. So Iceland has the largest share of geothermal power, contributing the electric supply, that is 25 percentage, and uh, followed by the Philippines. Philippines has 18 percentage. So the number of countries utilizing geothermal energy to generate electricity has more than doubled since 1975. So after 1975 it is doubled. So in 2003, so in 2003 the total energy supply, geothermal energy supply was around 20 metric ton of oil equivalent. So 20 metric ton of oil equivalent was saved by using this geothermal energy. So the share of geothermal in total energy supply. So the share of geothermal in total energy supply is 7.1% over the last 20 years. So capital cost of geothermal systems decreased by a significant 50%. So the cost has been reduced by 50% over the last year. Such large cost reductions are often result of solving the easier problems with science and technology improvement in the early years of development. So although the geothermal power development slowed down in 2010, with the global capacity reaching over just 11 gigawatt, a significant acceleration in the rate of development is expected as advanced technologies allow for development in new countries. So heat output from geothermal energy sources increased by an average rate of almost 9% annually over the past decade. So, due to mainly to rapid growth in the use of ground source heat pumps, use of geothermal energy for combined heat plus power is also at the rise. So, this was the scenario in the world. Now we will see the geothermal energy scenario in India. So, what is the geothermal energy scenario in India? So, India has reasonably good potential for geothermal. So, the estimated potential for geothermal, so potential. So, this potential, not installed capacity. So, potential is around 10 gigawatt. So, the Geological Survey of India, that is GSI, has identified around 350 geothermal locations distributed in 7 geothermal provinces and the country, and the 7 geothermal provinces in India are, so that 7 are the Himalayas, then the Sohana, then West Coast, then Cambay, then Sun Narmada and Tapi, that is called Sonata, then Godavari, then Mahandi. So these are the various 7 locations where uh, we can uh, introduce the geothermal energy. We can extract the geothermal energy. So in this 7 locations, we have also installed various geothermal field uh, in Himalayas and Cambay and etc. So most of them are low temperature hot water resources and can be utilized for direct thermal applications. So they are used for direct thermal applications. So most promising of this is Puga Valley. So that is Puga Valley in Ladakh. So this is the most promising. Then of this, the Tatapani hot springs located in Chhattisgarh region of the Indian Shield and the Puga Chutmang Valley springs located in the Ladakh Himalaya hold promise for developments as a geothermal fields for power production using binary cycle method. So a study by NGRI. So a study by NGRI has confirmed the presence of 260 degrees Celsius hydrothermal reservoir at the depth of 3 km Tatapani, and the ministry, that is MNRE, the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy Sources, is planning to develop this field for power generation. Then the NHPC, that is National Hydropower Corporation, has been entrusted for the job of installing 300 kilowatt demonstration electric power production plant at a cost of around 4.6 crores. So this is the cost for installment. In March 2008, the Puga Valley. So in March 2008, so Puga Valley has been selected for trapping the geothermal energy for power generation by the Union Ministry of MNR and NRE, that is New and Renewable Energy. So exploratory study is underway by the NGRI at Sutlej Sipti Byas Parbati Valley in Himachal Pradesh, Badrinath Tapovan in Uttaranchal, and Surajkhand in Jharkhand to explore potential sites for power generation. However, in India, yet geothermal power projects has not been exploited at all, owing to a variety of reasons, and the chief being availability of plentiful coal reserves, coal reserves at cheap cost. So this is the main reason that the geothermal has not been exploited very well. So, however, with increasing environmental problems with coal-based projects, India will need to start depending on the clean and eco-friendly energy resources in future. So one of which could be geothermal. So in India, following different organizations are working for research and development and demonstration program of geothermal energy sources. So that are the first GSI, that is Geological Survey of India. Then second is NGRI, so that is National Geophysical Research Institute, Hyderabad. Then third is ONGC, that is Oil and Natural Gas Corporation. Then fourth is NAL, that is National Aeronautical Limited, and fifth is IIT Delhi. So these are the organizations which work in the geothermal power projects. So this was the last topic of this chapter, that is geothermal energy, and we have seen the scenario in the world and the India. So from the next lecture we will start a new chapter, that is the last chapter, that is magneto hydrodynamic power plants, that is MHD. So I hope you have understood this topic.